We are still with Richard Mills from Charles Associates, the gentleman who's coming up with the first Asian CEO Awards. So far he has told us the potential that lies behind the Philippines and what he's doing with the Asia CEO Awards. Let's ask him, how did this idea spring forth? What made you come up with this? Where did this rise from?
Another good question.
I always ask good questions, Richard Mills. That's what this business is all about, asking good questions.
Okay. We've run for some time a morning breakfast forum. And we attract quite substantial people from across Asia to speak to the business community in Philippines about their views for the Philippines. And part of the reason why I'm known as a positive guy is I get to talk with these people, and they tend to be these days more and more positive attitudes about Philippines. So one fellow we had from the mining industry, he runs the region for one of the world's largest mining companies.
Before you tell me about, hold on, sorry about
that.
That's right. Before you tell me about this gentleman, tell me how can the general people on the street get to be part of this Asian breakfast that you hold? Is it open for everyone, or is this open for a select group, few?
Well, it is open to most people, but most of our attendees, tend to be more senior people, just because the location we have can only support a few hundred people, so that's what we focus on.
All right. Okay, so it's on invitation or by?
It is by invitation, although, quarter-page ads are in the Business Mirror and other publications as well.
So about this gentleman who came here, you were saying?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
The miner.
Okay, so each month we have a different substantial person. So this company is investing or trying to invest $4 billion in Philippines. It will be the largest investment in Philippine history. Another gal we had speak a couple months ago, Mary Faye Zamora, who runs Convergys, a company called Convergys.
Yeah, I know her.
Here.
I know Mary Faye.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is now one of the largest call centers in the world, and has become the largest private sector employer in the nation. So a very
20,000 plus, yeah.
Accomplishment there in just a few years. Another fellow, Malik Parek, who came here as a middle manager from the U.S. to run a company called Teletech. He grew that organization to close to 20,000 people. In our awards event, we awarded his company, when he was there during the time, as the BPO Company of the Year award for him. He's now running a new company, Philippines, the most important company in the knowledge process outsourcing industry, called SPI, also considered Philippines' most global company. So from being a middle manager 4 or 5 years ago to being a
you're
CEO.
talking about Mary Faye Zamora. And
I'm talking about Malik Parek of SPI.
Parek.
So he's now running a premier global company based in Philippines. So quite these are the kinds of career opportunities that are available for both Filipinos and expats.
So many hopeful CEOs out on the street should actually sign up for the breakfast forum.
Well, it's a nice place to meet people and share ideas. We want to make it a sharing environment so people can learn from each other. So this has become a nice thing to do. And out of that has come, people said to us, Richard, you've got a good awards for the BPO industry. How about for these other industries and so forth? So this was where the event came from.
Any of these events, the Asia CEO Forum, and what is besides putting out the knowledge, putting out the potential of the Filipino, is it for profit or it's for non-profit? And how do you put together a large event like this? What does it take? Who finances it, and who takes away the credit?
Well, we have, it's run, it'll probably be, on a break-even basis is how we run these things. We try to, even for the morning breakfast forums, the price we charge the people who attend pretty much pays for their breakfast. For this nighttime event, it'll be a grand, there's live entertainment and a multi-course dinners and other wine, all this kind of stuff. The price we charge pretty much covers the cost of what they eat and drink. So it's sponsors that pay for the live entertainment, the hall, and the show, and so forth. But most of the people involved are volunteers who see it as a worthwhile thing and get involved. Yeah.
I'm sure this will be a successful event for you, Richard, seeing how passionate you are about this. What do you see happening to it in a matter of 5 years? The kind of effect, what would be measurable? What would I see about the Asia CEO Awards? What will it have done for the country?
Okay. If we look at the
5 years from today, at least, yeah.
Okay. If we look at the track record of this, of the other awards, called the International ICT Awards event, that has become what is arguably the largest event of its kind in the Southeast Asia region. Only India has something of the same size. And it's played a role in promoting Philippines as a credible opportunity for companies to move work here. So this we want to do with the
Is there a way that you will measure the results of your performance?
Well,
SEC or some McKinsey's research, will there be something that can tell us?
Attendees and nominations. Okay. Those are the two things with the ICT Awards. And each year that our nominations have increased, so has our numbers of attendees. Now, in the first year we've run this Asia CEO Awards, the number of nominations we've received is more than double what we've received for the ICT Awards, a very successful awards event that we're very happy with. And that's been running for 5 years, going into its 5th year. So on the first year, if we can do nominations that are twice that, we think we've hit upon something that will be, you know, a compelling opportunity for people. It's meant to promote people's careers and their businesses. Okay.
Good. So congratulations, and I hope this works for you. And a question to you, this is a little personal.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you plan to make Philippines your home for the rest of your life? And why?
Good. I won't say it again, but it is a good question.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I mean, people naturally have an emotional attachment to their home country.
Yeah.
We, you know, have our home there, and my family's there, my wife's family, of course, as well.
Your wife's Filipino family is in Canada?
Half of her family is, she has one of those large Filipino families, and half of them are
all of them are large.
Many.
All right.
So we would like to spend some of our time in Canada, because we like the place too. But it is cold in the winter, I can tell you, in Canada. And as you get older, it seems to get more cold, you know. And Philippines is warm in temperature, and it is warm in the people. So we will probably, we intend to make Philippines where we will have our home for the rest of our lives. We've enjoyed the past 10 years, and I think, or we're definitely going to stay the next 10 years, and probably a few more 10s after that.
And to all other expats who have made Philippines their home, and who might make the Philippines their home, what kind of tips would you want to give them?
Good question. The first is...
All right.
Okay, I won't say that anymore. But the first is, yeah, don't assume that everything is like that everything here is going to be like it is in your home country.
Number one. All right.
Number one. And adapting to the local, you know, environment when it is the good things, and kind of not when it isn't the good thing, I guess. But in most cases, you can adapt, and you can have, you know, a less expensive lifestyle. In many countries, it is so expensive. And a friend of mine from Australia recently, he was back in he's an Australian fellow, and he said, Richard, you know, I've lived in Philippines for the past, whatever it was, 8-9 years or something. And I said, I got on the home off the airport, took a taxi ride. The taxi was $100. That's, you know, 5,000 pesos. And I was hungry on the way, so I stopped for a hamburger, and that was $15, which is, what is that? Whatever that
700
is.
pesos.
700 pesos.
Yeah.
And then I went, oh, that's right. And then later on he went to a restaurant, and he was sitting there at the bar, and I thought he'd order a beer, and he asked the gal behind the bar, I said, well, you know, what kind of beers, I'd like to have a beer, what kind of beer do you have? And she said, well, we've got 16 brands of beer, and I'm not going to tell you every one of them. And whereas in Philippines, you would never, you know, people would smile and say, well, sir, yes, sir, I'll give you here's all the names, and they would patiently give you the names. And so he said, for cost of lifestyle and friendliness, Philippines has it down, is what he said, right? And as long as you adapt, Because some expats, they don't know where to go, where to get the right things done, you know, and they pay too high a price. But once they learn how to get things right, it is a very, you know, they can have a nice life here. So.
Well, congrats and welcome to the Philippines, and the floor is yours. You can say anything to your friends, family, or to your customers, and it's been great having you on this show.
Okay.
So
well,
right over there, and you've got two minutes.
Do I?
Yeah.
Well, just yeah, the Asia CEO Awards event. Perhaps I can talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
We have been overwhelmed with the support and the encouragement for the event. We have many impressive people. I won't name them all here, but some of the biggest people in Philippines and people who've made the most contribution to the nation from a business perspective, employment of Filipinos and so forth, who are nominated and who are involved in buying tables to attend. So if you can attend, we'd be glad to have you. If not, we'll be running again next year and you can come for that.
All right, thank you very much. So it's been great having you on this show. That was Richard Mills of Charles Associates, and he is going to launch the first Asia CEO Awards. So it's been good it's been good with you. So stay watch Expat Insights next Sunday. We'd like to leave you with the little clip we had of Steve Ballmer of CEO. Good night, thank you, and mabuhay.
Goodbye, thank you.